Hello, I'm Russ Skinner. I'm a lead driver trainer for TP Trucking. We're at TP Trucking in Central Point, and in this training we'll be going over the proper securement of eyes vertical coils, commonly referred to as eye-to-the-sky coils. The regulations for this type of load are found in the FMCSR Handbook, section 393.120B. TP Trucking complies with these regulations as well as employs an additional best practice securement guideline in an effort to exceed FMCSR requirements. In this training, we will utilize the following key points from the coil securement training overview. Use of general PPE such as high-vis vests, safety glasses, gloves, hard hat, and closed-toed shoes are required per TP Trucking policy. When available for use, be sure to utilize any fall protection equipment when working on the level of a flatbed trailer or above. Always know the working load limit, WLL, of your trailer anchor points and securement devices. Remember the weakest link rule. The securement system is only as strong as the lowest rated WLL. TP Trucking's best practice guideline is to secure at 80% of the aggregate WLL plus one additional securement system. In your dispatch will be the number of coils and the weight of each coil. Use the securement formula to determine which devices are best for each coil and how many securement systems are needed for each coil. Coil weight times 0.80 equals load securement value. Load securement value divided by lowest rated WLL equals number of securement systems needed. Setup. Eyes vertical coils are on pallets with the eye of the coil facing up and are typically loaded in a row down the center of the trailer, with each pallet touching the one in front of and behind it. If they are not, then secure each pallet as if it were a single pallet, which will require additional securement. You may use chains or straps on these, though be sure to use edge protection under each contact point in order to prevent damage to the product or equipment. Since the coils are on pallets, they won't require friction mats, as the wood offers more traction in comparison to raw steel, thereby reducing the potential for sliding. First, we will demonstrate how to secure the front coil and the back coil, as they require additional securement compared to the rest of the coils in this load. Apply one chain or strap from front left and front right over the top of the coil to the opposite side, diagonally forming an X on top of the coil. Apply one chain or strap over the top of the coil in the center. Apply one chain or strap on the bottom of the front coil, pulling backwards. Apply one chain or strap on the bottom of the back coil, pulling forwards. After completing the securement for both the front and back coils, then the remaining coils will only require two chains or straps in the same diagonal pattern as long as they are in contact with the pallet in front and behind. All points of contact between chains must have protection between them to avoid damaging the links of the chain. When using chains, feed them down through the rub rail, around the spool or stake pocket, then hook the chain with the tip on the hook pointing down and the non-welded part of the link in the belly of the hook. Repeat this on the ends of each individual chain. Never hook to the trailer anchor points, such as the rub rail or stake pockets, as this is against company policy. Pull the chain tight, place edge protection under the chain on the coil, then hook a bungee to the chain to keep the chain tight until your binder is in place and secured tight. Always alternate the binders on each side of the coil to keep the load centered by pulling in opposite directions of the trailer. This in turn helps prevent load shift as well as assists in keeping the load balanced while in transit. When tarps are required, always place padding over the top of each coil prior to tarping in order to avoid damaging the equipment. To keep the padding from sliding off of the coil while tarping, throw a strap over it. This padding is not considered edge protection for chains or straps. All coil loads must have pictures taken before you tarp or leave the shipper and be sent to loadhelp@tptrucking.com for securement verification. Emails sent to this address are typically viewed and replied to within a 10 to 15 minute time frame. If you have any questions or concerns, please call either the Central Point, Oregon or Thompson, Georgia office. Thank you for following along on the TP Trucking Eyes Vertical Coil training.